Hello, my name's Julie. Thanks so much for joining me today as I make my Currently page for the month of April. This was my Currently page from last year and I used some adorable stickers from Caitlin Plans. Back then I was making 2 pages, one for my Currently prompts and one for my goals. But now I just make the 1 page with the Currently prompts. I don't usually like to repeat themes, but April is known for April showers. And I just got hold of the most gorgeous printable stickers from Let's Plan with Sarah, and I'm dying to make some spreads with them. So it's going to be another rainy April Currently page. However, this time I shall be bringing in these girls, the Rainy Day Fashionistas. Don't they look so chic even though they're standing in puddles of rain? This is a bundle available in Sarah's Etsy shop, so you get the boxes and the clouds, and then you get these 4 gorgeous girls. And something new Sarah has added is scrapbook paper. So I've just printed these out on regular paper. We've got the smaller umbrellas and raindrops and clouds on the blue background. We've got this gorgeous cloud background, which I think I'll be using in a creative journal spread later this month. We've got this design with the clouds, umbrellas and rain, but on a white background. So you could cut out all these little elements, which is something I may be doing. And then the same elements repeated in a larger design. I've also got this washi, which is one of my favourites. It came from this Deep Sea Wales washi set. So let's say goodbye to 2023's Currently page and hello 2024. Normally I use plain dot grid paper for my Currently page, but I thought this time I would use this graph paper from Happy Planner that has this striped section down the punch part. I've got 2 ideas for this Currently page, and both are to do with the title, April, and I'm not sure which to go with. Of course, I could just use alphabet letters and spell out the word April and make a very simple Currently page. But if you've watched my channel before, you'll know simple isn't something I often do, especially when I'm feeling creative. One of the ideas involves using these large raindrops and having them hang from the top of the page and putting the letters inside to spell out April, which would be the simpler option. The other involves cutting out the umbrellas from this scrapbook paper and using those with the letters for April. The only way to decide which I like best is to try them both, although I do have a little voice in my head telling me to go with the simpler option. I just want to check first that if I use the raindrops, there's plenty of room. I think we should be fine, but I don't want to start it and find I can't spell out the word. That looks a pretty good fit. I'll probably use some letters from the Fun Alphabet sticker book from Planwithme because I've been using that a lot lately. Just going to try out my second idea. That's the only thing about printables, you do have to cut them out. I know that these will definitely fit, but I just want to see how they might look. I can see them in my head, but what I'm seeing in my head might not look as good on the paper. Because those umbrellas are quite tiny, I'm going to need to find quite small alphabet letters. So let's get the Fun Alphabet sticker book. This book is still available from Planwithme, and I do have an affiliate link, Julie10 for 10% off if you're interested in shopping. Unfortunately, I think a lot of the alphabets are going to be too big. I quite fancy the idea of using these fancy ones, particularly that fancy A for April, but I think that one's out. There is this one that might be small enough. I really wanted black. Or there is this one. I think these are probably too big. So that really just leaves these. And I'm not sure that my idea is quite coming to fruition. But it was worth a try. I think we might go with the raindrops, which is a lot easier. And maybe when I do a creative journal spread, I may incorporate the umbrellas and letters in another way. I always think it's good to add words to your planner spreads. It can be really eye-catching. So I'm going to go with these. Just managed to put my X-Acto knife through that one. Now, do I want them all in a row, or I think we will stagger them a little bit. I hope you don't mind me not having everything pre-prepared. I like to show my process on my channel, and I often have ideas, and some of them work and some of them don't. And maybe just by doing that, I've given you an idea of something to try. I'm not having much luck with my X-Acto knife going through this label paper today. It can be really tricky just to get enough to peel back the backing paper. And sometimes when you're sliding your X-Acto knife under it, it actually tears. I tried not to make it too symmetrical, but it actually does look quite symmetrical. Now I can use one of the black alphabets I wanted to from the Fun Alphabet sticker book. I'm just going to check that they will fit, and yes they will. I can have that fancy A that I wanted. And I think I know what I'm going to do next after I've done this. Totally taking my inspiration from somebody else, which is fine to do as long as you remember to give that person credit. I sometimes have people ask me, can I use that idea? And I say yes, that's why I do my channel, to give you ideas and inspiration. I know all these letters aren't completely straight, but it doesn't bother me because rain doesn't necessarily fall completely straight, if you know what I mean. Well, I love that, really simple. And what I'm thinking of doing is something I saw in the Catholic Plans Spring Things sticker book, which is sort of on my wish list at the moment, but I'm umming and ahhing about getting it because I'm trying to use these stickers I have. And that's actually drawing little lines to have the drops hanging from the top, and maybe bringing in some of these drops as well. So far I've only got one Catholic Plans sticker book and I haven't even used it. Is this one a bit too big? I don't think so. It's the Summer Garden sticker book I've got. I got it after summer was over, so I haven't used it yet, but it really inspired me to try clusters a little bit more in my spreads. And I've mentioned how Cassie's book has helped me with that before. I don't know whether I want to have this half one here. I'll give it a go. It's just I've run out of the smaller ones. I think that's fine. Actually, it's typical. I found I had some more after I cut that one in half, but I quite like how that looks, so we'll leave it. I'm wondering about using the washi. I think that looks really nice and the colours match. And the rest I'm thinking of keeping fairly simple. I'll be sad when I get to the end of this washi tape. You don't get much on a roll, and I could order another set, but I don't want all the other washies that come with it. All I was going to do for the rest of the spread was use the clouds for the currently prompts and have at least one of the girls featured. So we've done the complicated part, the rest should be quite simple. This one is my favourite girl, but I think I will save her for my creative journal spread, and I'll use this one because it's not taking up too much room, whereas that puddle is stretched rather a long way. Of course, the beauty of printables is that you can just print out a favourite sticker over and over again. But I like all the girls and I want to make sure I'm using them this month in my spreads. I love that already. Now I know the clouds are rather small for the currently prompts and I could print them out twice as large, but I'm trying to be economical and save on label paper. And there are some currently prompts that only need 1 or 2 words, like feeling, watching, those sorts of things. So I'm going to stick with these, but I will need to bring in a big box for my news section. I can't think offhand of books that have this really dark navy colour in them for boxes, so I think it's safer to go with a black box. So I've got Mojo Jojo Plans black boxes, and I will use the one I think with the lines on. I'm wondering about whether I layer something with it, like one of the clouds or the brollies, or even I'm thinking, could I fit another girl up here? But if I do that, am I going to have enough room for the clouds? I usually have about 5 or 6 currently prompts, so as long as I can fit 5 clouds on, I think we'll be all right. I'm going to go for it like I usually do. I'll put this quite low down. I was thinking this one, do I want to have another girl? I'm not sure now. I think it's making it look a little bit too crowded, but then are the clouds going to be enough? I just have the clouds. Yeah, I do like how clean that looks. I know there's lots of space. I could add more of the raindrops, but I felt that that girl made the page look a bit cramped. And also I have this thing about perspective. If I had wanted to put a girl up there, she would have been the best as she was the smallest girl, and then I could have had a larger girl in the foreground. I know I'm really being fussy, but that's just me. As I say to my parents, I'm a little bit high maintenance, but I love how that looks, so I think that's what we'll go with, or something like that. Usually when I take the stickers off, I completely forget where I was going to stick them back on. Now, I really don't think I should be doing any more rainy spreads because we have already had so much rain here in England. And one of the things I really look forward to in April is being able to hang out my washing on the line. I know how sad that sounds, but it's true. So far, that's only happened once. So we really must be due some good weather sometime soon. And I was saying to someone recently that the umbrella to me is the most useless of inventions. I have, I think, probably about 2 or 3 umbrellas, and I can count the number of times I've used an umbrella on one hand. Even though you'll probably know that we're famous for having rain all the time, but that's not strictly true. But when it rains, you either don't have your brolly with you, or it's so windy that it blows inside out. I'm just looking to see if I want to add any raindrops here. And if it's only a little bit of rain, we don't mind getting wet. When I was teaching, used to do playground duty, and if it started drizzling, you didn't mind too much. You didn't mind getting a little bit wet because the children wanted to be outside and play. So I think we're just used to it. I actually don't want to add anything else to this spread because I love it so much the way it is. I'm wondering whether to, rather than stick the currently prompts on like I normally do, whether I just write them around the clouds in black pen. What shall we have? Perhaps wearing. do a feeling here on this small one. I wanted to go more around the cloud. I didn't really succeed on that one, but never mind. Feeling, watching. Planning. And loving, I think. Hopefully there are lots of things I'm loving about April, and maybe the weather will be one of them. Let's do in the news here. And I'm not going to do anything else in this video. I know for my skinny mini planner this week, I only used 5 decorative stickers and a little bit of washi and some boxes, and I was absolutely in love with that spread. So sometimes you don't need lots of stickers, and this part is just gorgeous. I will do the lines. I hope I'm not going to regret adding them. Can't remember if I said I'm just using a Muji 0.38. I think I'm liking how this looks. But as I say, all credit to Caesthetic Plans, who's got a whole strip of raindrops cascading from the sky. And for all I know, someone else might have done something like that. She was the one that gave me the idea, and I'm in love with it. And even though I said I wasn't going to add anything, my eye is being drawn to this space here. And I do have this Cloudy Days from Sarah's sheet, so I could add that. Let's just see how it would look. The only thing is, I don't want cloudy days. It sounds a bit like I'm asking for a depressing time in April, which I'm not. I think we'll leave it because it pulls the eye rather from what we've already got on the spread. I can always change my mind and add it on later if I do. So I'm hoping this has been quite a short video after that initial start where I couldn't quite make up my mind about how I wanted to do the top. And I hope I've given you some ideas and inspiration for either your currently pages or your planner spreads. Thanks for giving up your time to join me today. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, but like to see decorative planning and creative ideas, then I really do appreciate seeing that subscriber number go up. Hope you're having a great weekend and the rain stays away. Happy planning, take care, and see you soon.